I, Joe Ryder, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America and the state of Minnesota, and faithfully discharge the duties as a member of the City of East Bethel Planning Commission in the County of Anoka and the state of Minnesota to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thanks.
Yep, welcome.
Got to have card over.
Right, with that, moving on to agenda item number 4, also marked .0, public hearing on the zoning map amendment for 23620 Baltimore Street Northeast. Thank you. My amendment to the agenda just didn't get the number, I guess, .0. On July 9th of 2021, River West Homes Incorporated purchased 23620 Baltimore Street Northeast from St. Andrew's Lutheran Church. Although it was originally platted in September of 2021 as Lot 7, Block 1 of the Birch Meadows 2nd Edition, this parcel was subsequently zoned public as the previous owner was a church. The city received a request for rezoning from River West Homes Incorporated, who has constructed a single-family home residence on the parcel. The Birch Meadows subdivision is zoned single-family R1, therefore rezoning this parcel of property would be consistent with the surrounding properties. The rezoning request aligns with the approved 2040 comprehensive plan, as the single-family residential R1 district is intended and designed to provide for certain low-density residential areas now developed with single-family dwellings, and the areas where our similar residential development is likely to occur. No more than one single-family dwelling is permitted per lot, and there are no required comprehensive plan changes as a result of this rezoning request. City staff requests the Planning Commission hold a public hearing as required by law and make a recommendation of the approval to the City Council to rezone 23620 Baltimore Street Northeast from public or institutional to R1 single-family residential. All right, thank you. At this time, I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing. Anyone who wishes to speak on this matter, please step up to the podium. State your name and address clearly into the microphone for the record.
No pushing and shoving.
Pushing and shoving is allowed today. With that, not seeing any extra pushing and shoving, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing at this time. I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve to the City Council for the zoning amendment. Let's see here for, was it ordinance 2023-08?
I'll second.
Thank you. Motion and a second. Any discussion on it?
Mr. Chair, if I may, this is the only parcel that is, other than the lot that's owned by the church, that is currently in the different zoning. Is that correct?
That's correct. I'll bring up the map, which will show the red box in the upper left-hand corner there is St. Andrew's Church.
Yes.
They owned this lot right here. And as I said in the staff report, it was zoned to match the church. The understanding I have from the previous community development director was that someday St. Andrews had the intent of either expanding the church and or building a parsonage on this parcel of property, and that it was going to be rezoned accordingly as see fit. St. Andrews, as we know, has closed the door, and they sold this parcel off to the developer who has built a single-family home on it. So the church no longer owns it. There's no reason to keep it zoned public or institutional at this point anymore, so that it can be put back into the subdivision as a residential parcel, as it was originally platted in 2001.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? I don't see anything that stands out here.
Well, I have a question. Would it be possible in the future when we get these changes, if we can get the lot specified in the language instead of just the map. That way we can have a clear record of any changes in the future. Because it's just a map change, and I mean, it's kind of hard to see what the difference is if you have to look at the map.
Well, normally there is a PIN number attached to the ordinance.
Which is.
It may be different just because it's a zoning change and not, I mean, we're talking about a specific property here. But normally when we're changing an ordinance, it normally affects more than one property. So
This
that
is-
could be why it's not, again, I'm speculating, I'm sorry.
We're just updating the zoning map to show that this parcel is being changed from public institutional to residential. It's an
Right.
update to the entire map, just based on this one parcel.
But you don't feel that, according to Mr. Ryder's question, and I'm sorry, Joe, if I'm speaking out of turn, that he's looking for something more specific in the ordinance that would identify the property either by the PIN number or the address, to identify this change.
I can certainly research it and find out. This is the other two experiences I've had since working here. This was the template that was used in the last two the last two rezoning, ordinance changes.
Sure.
Map amendments, so I just continued to use that same format, moving this over.
Okay.
I have no problem researching it, and if that's acceptable, I'll put it in there. I have no problem with that.
I'm sorry, Joe, continue if
No,
you
that,
have more
that,
questions.
that's fine, and if we don't need to do that, that's fine too. I just think it'd be clearer if, for posterity, just to have the change language in the ordinance as well. That way, when people are looking at it in the future, they don't have to try to review the maps to try and figure it out. This is just such a small change on the map that it might be missed on what the change was. But I have no issue with this, request.
I'll take a look, see what we can do.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Passes. Should move.
I do have a quick update before we adjourn. If you will, last night during the city council meeting, 2 of the 4 ordinances that the planning commission reviewed at our prior meeting will be coming back to the planning commission for further review and recommendations for something more formal. The city council also agreed to allow the EDA to review those 2 ordinance amendments as well for more feedback.
So this is looking for more feedback.
Looking for a more formal recommendation other than sort of a spattering of everyone's different ideas of what the thing could be, something more formal that they can take action on.
So they're saying they want a unanimous.
Not unanimous,
or-
just some sort of formal action or a formal recommendation versus one commissioner thought this, one thought that, one thought something different, one was okay with the change, one wasn't, something more concrete that
Because the
they
way
can.
it was pitched to us was they were just looking for feedback.
I agree, and that one was
Just what we
probably, those 2 were probably much more involved than just looking for some feedback, and we should have probably done a formal recommendation. But the,
If that's what they're looking for, then they make sure they give us that direction of what they're looking for.
so that'll come back for the next meeting at the end of the month, and the EDA is also gonna review the amendment proposals and provide their feedback and/or recommendation as well.
Okay.
Was that for all 4 of them?
No, just the last 2, section 14 and section 28, I think, the storage standards and the architectural architectural standards.
Okay. See it when it comes back.
Now, I watched the meeting last night, and Councilmember Smith did appreciate, he said he appreciated the feedback and the changes to the language from homeowner to when the permit's pulled. So that was a good catch, that's what he said.
I don't remember hearing that, but
Well, and to be fair, I guess as long as we're still in the meeting and we're having open discussion, the city council work meeting from a couple weeks ago I think some of the language in the emails that were in that packet, if you didn't get an opportunity to look at, I think is important that, everybody on this, or every person on this commission see that and know how our city council feels and is depicting us and what their intentions are for us as well. Since they seem to have a direct opinion, I think it's important you know what theirs is too.
Exactly.
With that, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second?
Motion and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Thanks for your time tonight, guys.